Yo, what's up? Welcome to One Crack News. Everybody's been talking about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. It has dominated all of the internet, and every time anybody says anything, this is gonna go on for like a month when it really should have been over in 3 days. Um, I'm here to explain all of it to the general public. I thought I did that already, but I guess it needs to be more suffice. Well, after a divorce from Amber Heard, which he met on the film back in 2011 called The Rum Diary, one they filmed in Puerto Rico, he ended up dating her for 5 years, and they ended up getting married in like 2015. And ever since they got married, it was nothing but problems. Now, before she got with Johnny Depp, she was in a lesbian relationship and came out as lesbian and gay or whatever. So I was shocked with her Johnny Depp, in that relationship thing, which really catapulted her career and got her to the A-list. At that time, he was Captain Jack Sparrow. Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, which was the bread and butter of his finances. Um, they started to have fights, arguments, and detailed of things going wrong in the marriage, and then they filed for divorce. And she was paid $7 million as a divorce settlement. It was supposed to be done. And then after this, Johnny Depp hit her with a $50 million defamation suit in March of 2019 after she published opted in the Washington Post saying that her treatment was poor, and she was discussing the treatment of women in, sexual assault cases, and referred to herself as the public figure representing domestic abuse, but did not mention Johnny Depp by name. So Depp, who said he was dropped from his movie role in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise just days after the Washington Post published that, claimed that article damaged his career, and Johnny Depp's career was already on the rocks after a couple of allegations of abuse and all of these things was ruining him. So the trial was postponed due to COVID and everything else, and now it has finally arrived. Amber decided she wanted to co-sue Johnny Depp. She said, "Look, I'm co-suing you because this is ruining me, and this is going crazy that you can file this lawsuit against me that is she considers to be frivolous." They tried to get it thrown out of court because he lost his UK case, but a judge refused, citing differences in the UK and the United States when it comes to defamation laws, pointing it out that Amber Heard was not a defendant in the case against the Sun. Heard then filed a $100 million countersuit against Johnny Depp because she couldn't get it thrown out, claiming that he defamed her when his legal team referred to her claims as fake and sexual violence hoax. So, Heard opted and published in the Washington Post. The trial is taking place in Fairfax, Virginia, where the newspaper is printed. Now, in December of 2018, that's when the Post came up. And they spoke about sexual violence and domestic violence and the culture's wrath on that. And she said the climate had to change. Now, she discussed all the public backlash she had received after she became a public figure representing domestic abuse in 2016. Then advocated for more support from the women and the victims of domestic violence. Though she says she didn't mention Depp by name, the timeline she described in the piece matched up with the timeline of the couple's divorce 2 years prior, back in like 2016, around that time. Now, some of the allegations that came up in the trial has been heard before. They had a 16-day trial in the UK in the summer back in 2020. And the Sun's, publisher, for their liability of the headline calling him a wife beater, Heard testified in the trial, making 14 allegations of abuse against Johnny. Now, Johnny denied every last one of them, but a judge ruled that 12 had been proved by a silver standard that the Sun's headline was substantially true. So the Sun wins, so that shows you. They're a tabloid magazine, and, they like to keep it running. Well, the timeline of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's relationship is crazy. But like I told you, she was in a gay relationship. And it seems like, this was, and Johnny was dating another chick. He just broke up with her and just went straight to Amber Heard. And 15 months after, she went straight for a divorce and wanted to get temporary restraining order. And it seemed like she just wanted the fame for the marriage after being with Johnny and all this stuff. And after she got the marriage, that was it. Amber Heard talking about she was going to donate the money to charity. Then she never sent one dime to the charity. They was like, hey, we didn't get your 3.5 million you pledged. Then the other people, they didn't get their 3.5 either. But she went out there publicly saying, I don't want any of the money from him. I don't want his money. So now, all of these different things started to rear its ugly head. She wanted spousal support. She wanted $50,000 a month from Johnny Depp. It was crazy. Now, over the days in the testimony, Johnny Depp detailed that he had some like verbal altercations and some physical abuse with Amber hitting him, where they have the audio tape where, Heard and Johnny Depp are accusing each other of physical violence. Both had denied each other's claims, but as we listening to the tape, you can hear her saying, I was not punching you, I was hitting you. And Johnny Depp said, I have never struck any woman in my life. He claimed that Amber Heard was violent towards him, detaining an instance where his finger was severely injured after Heard allegedly threw a vodka bottle at him. During the cross-examination, Amber's team and Depp was asked about text messages he sent to friends detailing his drug and alcohol use. So they were trying to show that, he smoked a lot of weed, which is true. He had to take pills and all these other things that he was taking. But Amber took these too, allegedly. And then called her, referred to her as a rotting corpse, and all this other dark humor. And even though other people don't get dark humor, some people don't get dark humor, I understood that he didn't mean this is what he was going to do verbatim. But I would be a real simpleton not to think that there was some type of, effect on his career based on everything that Amber Heard has said with her words. whether they mentioned his name or not. He was the one married to her. And who do they think she's talking about? So they started talking to Johnny Depp's mother, his older sister, and talking about they recognized what it felt the pattern from his childhood, um, and all the things that he's faced as children and things that he's seen as far as violence, that he never, he would shy away from that because of it. And that basically Amber Heard's claims are just basically a malicious lie. You know, Johnny Depp's legal team, they have also called a doctor and a nurse who had treated him for substance abuse. He basically lost a pinky finger, not a pinky finger, but you've seen it with that vodka bottle she threw. You know, that wasn't too cool. Tara Roberts, she manages Johnny Depp's Bahama Island estate. Cause I told people he has an island, and they didn't believe me. But yeah, he got an estate out there in the Bahamas, and she was saying that Amber Heard is yelling at him, calling him a washed-up actor. He's gonna die a fat, lonely old man, and saying you hit me with a can. Johnny Depp replied, and during cross-examination, they seen Johnny Depp passed out on the bench in 2013, so worried that the staff that arranged for his two children to leave the island. That's how worried he was. Now, they did a psychological evaluation of Amber Heard last year, and they found out that she has a diagnosis of, borderline personality disorder, and she has this other type of what they call histrionic disorder. That someone with these type of personalities might fear abandonment or have desperate attempts to keep someone from leaving them. Adding that those personality disorders have a drive for everybody to notice them as the center of attention. Well, Amber Heard's lawyers brought up testimony from other doctors who believe that, Amber was a victim of domestic violence, and they start asking what happened at the dinners at the house and all of these different things. The LAPD start coming in and investigating all of the calls and all the domestic violence things from the apartment back in May in 2016, and said she had showed no sign of injury at the time. 6 days before she appeared at an LA courthouse with marks on her face and applied for a temporary restraining order. And Johnny Depp said, just because I see a female with pink cheeks and pink eyes doesn't mean something happened. And that's what the police officer said and the lawyer said, is just that is Amber Heard could only be seen from a distance. Heard's lawyer claimed that she might have covered up her injuries with makeup in an attempt to protect Johnny Depp, as the officers was asked why they didn't investigate the claims more thoroughly. But they did. And they can tell if actresses are putting on makeup to cover up bruises and things of that nature. And they didn't see anything of the sort. Right? Now, you got all of these people coming around. Then you hearing names like Elon Musk, who just bought Twitter, so his name has been going around heavy, and saying that Amber Heard is expected to take the stand in the next couple of weeks, which is going to really get everybody's attention. And one of the other ones is Elon Musk and James Franco. Now, reportedly, she slept with Elon Musk and dated him for a while she was married to Johnny Depp. And allegedly, James Franco, who Johnny Depp basically, um, he said that he thought that she was having an affair with James Franco. Now, we don't know if they're going to be available to testify, but we'll see what happens. Paul Bethany, we don't know if he's going to testify, but if he do, it'll be on behalf of Depp about the conversation they had over the text messages condoning the dark humor violence on Amber Heard. And that's where we at right now. And now you're caught up with the Johnny and Amber mess. Thank you for listening and taking the time. God bless you. Subscribe to the page, One Crack News, and I'm out.